Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is going to be a nice balancing sequence that we're going to be working a lot with our toes and our ankles and our legs. We're going to start this one standing at the top of the mat. So go ahead and meet me there in your most beautiful Tadasana. Our quote for today comes from a Jana Kingsford. And she simply says that balance is not something that you find, but it's something that you create. So on the mat, there may be some times when you fall. I'm probably going to fall. And when that happens, I just want you to look around and take one of those cleansing breaths, just that nice steady inhale and sigh it out. And then come back to the pose and give it your best shot. This is not going to be hard or intense. It's going to be balanced, and balance can be frustrating. We're going to start by just simply rocking forwards and backwards on our feet here. So picking up the toes and then the heels slightly, nothing big here, not dramatic, just simple little movements to say hello to the body. Try to get out any of the wobbles and the shakes that you may be experiencing. Knowing that those are just a natural part of life. I talk about balance a lot because we have to balance our lives. It's like a big juggling act most days. And so it's fun to practice that here. And when we drop the ball or when we fall, you just take that nice deep breath, let it go, and then try it again. And once you feel good with the rocking forwards and backwards, we can kind of take it left to right, come into the outer and inner edges of the feet here. This might require a slight bend in the knees. Should feel really good in the legs and the ankles here. Just rolling until it feels comfortable, or maybe a little bit of discomfort is the word I should use. You should feel that stretch. Beautiful. We'll all come back to center. And you gotcha. We're going to take those arms up and overhead. And we're going to come up onto the tiptoes. Beautiful balancing here. Finding that gazing point in front of you. Reaching towards the sky here. Really pressing into the toes. And exhale, we'll lower the arms and the feet. And inhale, we'll come back up. Arms and toes. Or heels. Exhale back down, and we'll do it again. Inhale to rise. And exhale back down. Beautiful. We're going to come back up onto those toes. Hands can come to the hips. And we're going to do that slow lower down into this toe squat. Just slowly. We're not rushing to get there. Once you land, we can bring the hands to heart center. Maybe playing with closing the eyes here. Really challenging the balance. And if you fall, it's okay. And if you're wobbly, that's okay. You're not the only one. And we can open the eyes, hands back to the hips, slowly come up. Big stretch through those toes and release. Beautiful. We'll do that one more time. Hands are on the hips. Come up onto the toes. Slowly we lower down. And when you get into your toe squat, you can bring your hands at heart center. Maybe trying to close the eyes here again. Just playing, noticing where you are here. And slowly bringing those eyes back to life. Hands to the hips. And slowly we rise up. Beautiful. Good job, my friends. We're going to go ahead and shift the weight all the way into the left foot here. We're going to grab this right knee, pull it into the chest, and go ahead and roll that right ankle. And reverse that roll. This is one of my favorite little stretches. And let's go ahead and open up that leg to the right, left hand to left hip. Big stretch. Little half frog standing action here. Slowly, we'll bring the leg back around and then pull it behind the body. So we're catching this right foot to stretch this quad. It's almost like dancer pose prep, but we're not kicking back yet. Really rooting down through that left big toe will help you maintain balance today. Engaging the glutes and the thighs, keeping the body active. Obviously, the big smiles on the faces help. And slowly we're going to send this right leg out front, maybe catching the knee, the calf, the ankle, or the foot, if that feels good for you here. Coming back to that breath. Maybe taking it open to the right. Could also take peace fingers around that big toe if that feels better for you. And back around front. Slowly release. Maybe just take a little shake out here before we put all the weight into the right foot. Catching that left knee and taking those ankle rolls. We'll go one way and then reverse that circle with the ankle. Beautiful. Open up this hip. Half frog, right hand to hip. Rooting down through that right big toe. Breathing. We're not losing control of that breath. Beautiful. Back around to center. Take it behind us. Dancer prep. Quad stretch. Knee is pointing down to the earth. That right hand on that right hip. Nice breath in and out. Feeling that core firing up. Slowly sending this left leg forward. Catching it with your hands wherever feels good for you here. Right hand back on that right hip. The leg does not have to be straight. Open that hip to the left. Leg to the left. Maybe using that right arm for balance if that helps you. And back to center. Slowly release. Little shake out here. Coming back to the middle of our mat here. Shifting the weight over to the right. Picking that knee up, hugging it in. This time maybe taking the peace fingers around that right big toe and sending it out long. Over towards the right. Stand up nice and tall. Chest is lifting. Back to center. Release those toes. Bring that foot around behind us. We are going to do dancer if that's something you like to do. So we're keeping the hips square. We're going to send this left arm out in front of us. And we're going to kick into that right hand with that right foot. Continuing to breathe. One more round of breath here. Slowly coming back through center. Right foot meets the mat. Maybe take a little knocking on heaven's door this time. Shift into from the right to the left. Little switch up of the way we normally practice, but I wanted to get this one done. I thought this was a fun practice that I did with myself the other day, and I figured y'all might appreciate it. We don't do a whole lot of standing, so this is probably going to be almost all the way standing except for the last part. Beautiful. Coming back to our center here. Rolling the shoulder blades back. We're going to hug that left knee in. And if you want, you can take the 2-piece fingers around that left foot, right hand to the right hip. And maybe taking it out to the side again. Growing tall through the chest, through the upper body here. Back around to center. Slowly bringing it around behind us here. Dancer pose. So you've got that left foot and that left hand. Right hand's going to go out long in front of us. Chest stays lifted. And when it feels good, you can kick into that left hand. Just maintaining your balance, finding that gazing point in front of you and not losing sight of it. One more round of breath. Slowly release. And let's just take that knock on heaven's door again. Shifting the weight left to right. Should feel quite yummy. Beautiful. Walk the feet to the middle line. We're going to bring the hands to the hips. Shift the weight over to the left. Right foot goes back. Warrior 3 action here. Maybe bring the hands beside of you in airplane arms. Big step back. Arms go up. High lunge. Sink down a little lower here. Maybe come over to the ball with that left foot. Lower that left heel down. Spring up chair at the top of the mat. Hands at heart center. Exhale, we stand. Beautiful. We're going to shift the weight over and to the right. Hands on the hips or at heart center. Send that left foot back. Warrior 3. Breathe. Big step back, arms go up, high lunge. Maybe come up on the ball of that right foot. Big step up, come down on that right foot and then big step up into chair. Hands at heart center. Maybe come up on the toes. My words are getting away from me there for a moment. Exhale, fold. First forward fold of the day. Release through that low back just a little bit here. Just be here for a few rounds of breath. One more round of breath here. And we're going to slowly lower down to our booties. We're coming into our boat pose. Y'all know I love to play with this, so of course, balancing here. So we're going to come into boat. However you want to come into it, I'm going to challenge you to grab the outer edges of the feet, and if you have to open the legs, that's fine. We're going to rock back into like a plow position, and then we're going to try to rock back up into boat. Okay, we're all going to play with this. It's going to be a lot of fun. So however you would like to do it, you can also take peace fingers around the big toes. And like I said, if this is not accessible for you, we always can grab the legs. And we can always be here. We have all kinds of levels here. But we are going to have to trust ourselves to fall back or roll back, little plow, and back up to boat. Oh yeah, see, we got this. We got this. Let's do it a few more times. Roll back. And back up to boat. Oop. Yeah. Chest lifts. And again. Yes. That's right. And one more time. Or two more times. That'll make it 5. Okay, now one more time. Last time. Oop. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get this one way or the other. There we go. Just hold this boat pose for just a second. And slowly release. Go ahead and hug the knees here. Just taking this moment of silence. Forehead comes towards the knees. Take one more round of breath here. We'll just come to a comfortable seat. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Remembering that balance is not something we find, it is something that we create. Namaste. Thank you so very, very much for joining me today. I hope you liked this. This was a little different than our typical style here on Yoga with Stephanie, but please do leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this one. And as always, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat.